you Gabsters doing? Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Today we're having the Great Pumice Stone discussion. Yes, pumice stones are that important. Ask my mother. You're going to have the itchiest, driest, nastiest skin you've ever had in your entire life. But that's a lie, because I got good skin, yeah. I'm joking. So we're having the Great Pumice Stone debate today, and I have 3 variations of pumice stones that I want to discuss with you. Now, most of you use pumice stones specifically for under your feet, but in my family you're supposed to use it for all over your body, like as an exfoliant, and hence my mother talking about CARE-Siyagudluta. Basically, I think it's like the Swazi word for exfoliate with a I don't know what the direct translation is for CARE-Siyagudluta, but basically she's saying you're not exfoliating your skin, and therefore it is patchy, it is dry, it is flaky. So today we're going to be talking about these pumice stones and basically how they work, if they work, and how well they work. So this one, when I moved into that Melville flat and I'd lost my natural stone, my rock that I took that rock from Swaziland. So I'd had it for years and years and years, so losing it really was like a bit of a disaster for me. So I went and I bought this one, and I use my pumice stones for my underfoot like most normal people, except for my mother, who uses it all over her body. My mother's not the only one though. Most sort of Swazis I know do use some sort of exfoliant on their bodies, usually a stone, all over their bodies. Okay, so but I use this one specifically for my feet. It is metal, and it does the job really well, but what I have found is that it's actually too rough for my skin. So when I exfoliate with it, it actually doesn't leave it smooth, it rather actually leaves it jagged, because I think it actually cuts into the skin. So if you're going to be like wearing stockings after using this a couple of times, your stockings will tear. It does not create a smooth surface, it actually does more of like a cutting. And it basically, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this looks a little bit like a grater. You know, a grater's got that side that does the really small bits, then it's got that side that does the really long strips that you mostly use for coleslaw, and then this side is supposed to be the one that you use for like zesting lemons and that kind of thing. So as you can see, it's got like, it can be quite harsh on your skin, and definitely you can't use this in any other parts of your body. And I found that my feet after a while were feeling very bumpy and had like sharp edges of sort of skin that was coming off. So I stopped using this very quickly because I wasn't happy with the results, and I wasn't happy with the uneven skin and the bumpiness. And because it was dry skin, as I'm saying, it became really hard. It gets very dry and very hard, and it can sometimes even feel like it's scratching you. So I didn't like that for that, and that's why I was like, I don't want this. You know, you're lying there with your boo, with your bear, and you're rubbing your feet all over him, and it's like, it really wasn't, this wasn't cute, y'all. This wasn't cute. You're trying to rub your own goddamn self. You're lying there, you're feeling cold, you're trying to like warm yourself up, so you rub your feet onto your legs. It wasn't cute. It wasn't cute at all. So I started using this from, this is a volcanic rock stone. Let me actually check. And then I bought this, I can't remember if I bought this at a Discam or if I bought it at a Clicks, but I think they're available at both sites. And I absolutely love the stone for my feet. It's absolutely lovely. It's the right consistency. It's not too rough for my feet, it's not too soft for my feet. Because if you know that, like if you're used to this pumice stone, if you're sort of used to this pumice stone, I don't know if you guys can see it, the sort of these white ones that you can buy in like traffic lights and those kinds of things, those are too soft. Like, they don't work, they don't do nothing. You may as well be using a face towel on your feet. Like, for me, I didn't find them effective. I just found them too soft. Too smooth is the word, too smooth. So they weren't able to actually, they didn't create any friction between under my foot skin and the stone itself. There wasn't any friction, so they just rolled on top and never actually did any exfoliating, any cleaning, any deep scrubbing. So these little pockets actually create like friction points, or they break up the smoothness of the stone, so the stone isn't so smooth, and that actually the stone can actually exfoliate, but it's not too sharp or not too jagged that it actually is too strong or would hurt your feet too much. So this is really nice. You could use this on your elbows and on your knees, but I wouldn't suggest it for using on your actual skin, like on this part of your body, because it is actually just a little bit on the too rougher side. Like, it just, for me, I find it a little bit too rough to be using on my body. Even when I do put soap on, it's still just a little bit too much, and my skin maybe is a little, I don't think that it's my skin, I think that this is just a little bit too rough. Actually, I'm not even gonna go there and be like, oh, my skin's so sensitive, no, because actually just holding it now, I'm like, and this part of my skin is not sensitive. So yeah, I do recommend this if you're only going to be using it for like the hard parts of your body, like under your feet and maybe your elbows and your knees. Then definitely this is worth the purchase. It is amazing, it does the job, and it's great. I do find with this one also is that if it does break or chip anywhere, like if you drop it, it does tend to break in really sharp corners. So you could actually get cut quite easily, but don't drop it, okay? Just don't drop it. It's not a side effect that you would come across every day. It's not something that will bother you every day. And I think that once you start using it again, it tends to file down, and then that really sharp edge becomes really smooth again. So this is really, really, really nice. I have rocks, Baba. I have rocks. Anyway, so I'm holding all of these things close. I'm holding the stone next to my face, and actually I will say that this has a bit of a funky smell, whereas this has a bit of a funky smell. I don't know what it is. I'm slightly low-key. This is low-key. Oh no. I am seriously considering throwing it away, or maybe I'll just bleach it. I am coming to the natural stone. I've had this stone for over, I mean, when I started, probably the stone was like this big. I have dropped it a couple of times. It has broken, it has all sorts of things, but the more it breaks, the more it also just fits into my hand. I would say that the one thing I don't like about this one is that it's actually just a little bit too big and a little bit too round for my foot, because it requires a sort of wrist action that I need to manipulate the stone, whereas with this one, but it's just my beloved as well, it is small enough to fit in my hand, and basically I just rub it, you know, like as I would my hand. Like I could be like just bathing and just go like that, and then I actually am not rubbing it against my skin right now, but like it would just be like on my palm rubbing away, whereas with this one I'd have to be like holding it in a particular way, and it's harder to, it's not harder, it's just an inconvenience to maneuver this one versus maneuvering this one. But this one has literally been trained by the Gabster over the last 15 years or so. So obviously it does suit my every need to perfection. I will say that when you do drop it, obviously you also get the sharp edges, but they do tend to file down as soon as you are, once you use it a couple of times, they do file down and it becomes smooth and rounded edges. I do like the stone on this one. I find the stone with use, it rubs down, it continues being friction, but it also smooths down as well. So when I got the stone, on the one side it was very rough, and then on the other side it was quite smooth, and they've actually evened out because I think I use both sides now quite evenly, and they've evened out, so the stone actually evolves with you, and it's really nice. I would go natural any day, basically, I suppose is the conversation. Should you go for natural stone, or should you go for sort of stone-like, or should you just go for metal? I would say go for natural stone if you can find it. Obviously you have to go to like riverbeds and things like that to find a stone that suits your needs, and as I said, the stone started off like quite big, and through over the years it has basically like just customized to my needs. Okay. The great Pumice stone debate is now, oh, there you go. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and let me know what other products you'd like me to talk about in this video. Let me know what else you'd like me to review, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, Gabsters.